I think that ultimately what you want to be doing is, my advice to people is to try to zoom out as much as possible. It's not how should I play this one hand on this one flop. I'm usually trying to answer bigger picture questions like who should do most of the betting and why. So if we're looking, a 3-bet pot and we both checked on the flop, who should do most of the betting on the turn? The player who called the 3-bet or the player who made the 3-bet but then chose not to continuation bet the flop? Does it matter what the turn card was? Does it matter what the flop was? Does it matter how deep you are? Does it matter whether the 3-better was in or out of position? Like those kinds of questions are, that's the level that I'm operating on most of the time. I'm just trying to better understand big picture concepts. How does stack depth affect things? How does positions affect things? Now ICM is a big one now that that's been added to GTO Wizard. You can look at post-flop ICM things. So how does it matter whether I'm the covering stack or the covered stack if we're playing on the bubble or at the final table or things like that? So trying to look at those big picture things. And just generally, like if you are using, because GTO Wizard or a lot of these tools will have things where you can play against them or you can upload hands that you played, and it will tell you, here's a spot. I don't even want to say where you made a mistake because it doesn't tell you that you made a mistake. It tells you that it would have done something different. And that doesn't mean that you made a mistake but you do want to recognize, did I consider that? Like if you bet in a spot where the solver would not have bet, it doesn't mean that you were wrong, but ideally I would recognize, okay, I know that a solver would not bet here, but I think betting will be good for X reason. Like I want to have a reason why I did something. I want to know why the solver thinks checking is better. And then I can make an informed decision about whether I actually want to go with the solver strategy. So what I'm looking for when I review hands that I played, which I do, I'm looking for something that surprises me. Oftentimes, if I upload a bunch of hands, I'll get a red X where it says that it wouldn't have done that, and I'll look at it and I'll say, oh, I know, I knew you weren't going to like that, but I had my reasons, and that's fine. I'm comfortable with those. But sometimes I'll get a spot where I'm like, whoa, you didn't like that play? I thought that was clearly correct. And so what that tells me is there's something here that I don't understand. And I want to better understand that thing. I don't want to just look at it and say, oh, whoops, got that one wrong. I want to use that as an impetus to study that spot more closely. There's something, it thinks I should have check raised here. It didn't even occur to me to check raise. So I need to think better about the spot. Why do I get to do so much check raising? Or why is this hand such a good candidate for check raising? What's going on here? That's how I try to deepen my understanding, or use those tools like the trainer to bring to my attention things that I didn't realize I didn't understand.